been thinking about this book a lot lately. Um, I don't know, maybe it's this whole Woods of Jordan saga. Maybe that made me think of my sister's baptism and then getting booted out, or excommunication, you know, which of course that also has made me think about my wrestling coach who was a Mormon and did a lot of proselytizing. Um, Maybe it's about all the proselytizing that I've experienced in my life. The Mormons have done their fair share. I've been visited by them many times. I got an LDS church right next door to my apartment complex, and they come over pretty regular. I'm happy to report we've got a new batch. These ones hopefully have not been ruined, because I've ruined all the other ones before I started making videos, and they're wise to all my little questions that fall through the cracks of their script. They got a script, and it's the same one they've been using since I was a kid, and it's only for turning one form of Christian into their form of Christian. It doesn't work on atheists. So I've been promising that I would do a little dissection of this book here, and it's it's such a mess. Where to begin? Ooh. Smooth as French kissing an angel. Sorry, it's reversed on my computer. Speeburn single malt scotch. It almost makes this book bearable. Anyhow, all those things made me think about this book. And I remember when I first got this book, I was told to start way back, I think it was Moroni, maybe it was Alma. I forgot exactly where they wanted me to start. Of course, they wanted me to read a few passages and then pray. I did do that. But then I broke the rules and started reading from the beginning, and they told me I should not start this book at the beginning if I'm a beginner. But I'm just that kind of guy. So, I read the parts they told me to read. I started it, and then I got curious. Why am I not supposed to start at the beginning and read it straight through? Of course, I was told the same thing about the Bible. But there's a really good reason for this. And it's this first sentence. 1 Nephi 1. It's one run-on sentence. And I'll share it with you right now. I, Nephi, having been born of goodly parents, therefore I was taught somewhat in all the learning of my father. And having seen many afflictions in the course of my days, nevertheless, still one sentence, having been highly favored in the Lord in all my days, yea, having had a great knowledge of the goodness and the mysteries of God, therefore I make a record of my proceedings in my days. That's 1 Nephi. That's the opening sentence. And this is being written on gold. And Nephi is supposed to be the abridger. And the whole book reads like one guy wrote it, or a couple of guys working together. But it sounds, when you read the Bible, you can tell that different authors have been at work, sometimes even in the same book. You could just tell the word choice, the sentence structure, even the sense of humor, the cadence. You can tell that all these books were written by different people, and that there were editors, writing little add-ins that use a different name for God, or just have a different way of, yeah. Oh, and I got a drinking game going. You're free to join me. I'm probably going to end up on the floor, so these videos better be short. Every time this book says, and then it came to pass, take a drink. You don't have to, but I'm going to try. I better get a case. That was the first sentence. Written in gold by the author who abridged most of this and is constantly talking about how he won't give this genealogy or he's not going to tell all these parts because he needs the space. Then he runs on and runs on, and most of these wherefores and these, and then it came to pass, opening, if you took them out and read the sentence, they would still work. And he's writing this shit on gold originally. Just wanted to point that out. I mean, would he repeat so much? All right. Anyway, sentence 1. Lots of repetition there. Pretty much, comes down to, I'm writing this book. My name is Nephi. I believe in God because my dad believed in God. He saw visions. I saw visions. I've had some hard times. I'm writing this. He doesn't even need to say he's writing it. And where do they write on gold plates, gold tablets in archaeology? I mean, when they do, it's a big deal. Usually it's on mud brick or it's on, something else. Written on gold, written on brass. All these plates. Anyhow. Second chapter. Yea, I make a record in the language of my father. So he tells us again he's keeping a record, in case we forgot from the first sentence. In the language of my father, which consists of the learning of the Jews and the language of the Egyptians. Why did he just say, my dad speaks Egyptian for some reason? And I know that the record in which I make is true, and I make it with mine own hand, and I make it according to my knowledge. So we're up to verse 3. For it came to pass, excuse me. Let's see if that actually needs to be there. Let's read it without that. For it came to pass in the commencement, all right, right there. In the commencement of the first year in the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah. I left it out. In the first year, in the commencement of the first year of the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah, my father, Lehi, having dwelt in Jerusalem all these days. So why the fuck does he speak Egyptian and write Egyptian? Reformed Egyptian, I understand, which nobody has seen an example of or even knows what that is. It's not Demotic, I'm pretty sure of that. Too early. Reformed Egyptian. So he lived in Jerusalem all his days, but he writes in Egyptian. And in the same year there came many prophets prophesying unto the people that they must repent, or the great city Jerusalem must be destroyed. Wherefore it came to pass. This is maybe a bad idea. Oh, at least this is smooth. Wherefore it came to pass, God, he got both of them in this one, that my father, all right, let's do this. My father, there it is, I took all that out. My father, Lehi, because I'm writing on gold, as he went forth, prayed unto the Lord. All right, fine. Yea, even with all his heart in behalf of his people. And it came to pass, are you with me? It's a small one that time. I'm already getting a glow. Shouldn't have started before I did this video. Bad idea. Should have just started when I was making it. All right. And it came to pass, as he prayed unto the Lord, there came a pillar of fire and dwelt upon a rock before him. And he saw and heard much, and because of the things which he saw and heard, he did quake and trembled exceedingly. And it came to pass, next time I'm going to start my drinking after I start the video. I'm going to have to stop doing this. And it came to pass that he returned to his own house at Jerusalem, and he cast himself upon his bed, being overcome with the Spirit and the things which he had seen. And being thus overcome in the Spirit, he was carried away in a vision, even even that he saw the heavens open. Even that. And he thought he saw God sitting upon his throne. He thought he saw it. Surrounded by numberless concourses of angels in the attitude of singing and praising their God. Couldn't be more specific, huh? And it came to pass that he saw one descending out of the midst of heaven, and he beheld that his luster was above the sun at noonday. Excuse me. Oh, bad idea. All right. Not my worst idea, though. And he also saw 12 others following him, and their brightness did exceed that of the stars in the firmament. You know, that shell that's, I guess it's that ice canopy firmament. Can't believe they used that in the 1820s. And they came down and went forth upon the face of the earth. And the first came and stood before my father, and gave unto him a book, and bade him that he should read. Why don't you just tell him? Fine, fine. And it... Damn it. Uh-oh. Where is it? Where is it? And it came to pass that as he read, he was filled with the Spirit of the Lord again, I guess, apparently. He was already filled with the Spirit. He got a double shot. And he read, saying, Woe, woe unto Jerusalem, for I have seen all thine abominations. Yea, and many things did my father read concerning Jerusalem, that it should be destroyed, and the inhabitants thereof, many should perish by the sword, and many should be carried away captives into Babylon. Well, I can see why they're convinced. Look how specific this book is compared to the Old Testament. At least the prophecies are more specific. They practically give you Jesus' zip code. I'm going to have to do this on another one.